it's so uh, uh, it's the definition. And a probiotic, living microorganisms, bacteria or yeast that are added as supplements to certain food and non-food products. The high number of oligosaccharides. But not all women secrete the same human milk oligosaccharide. It's what is important. It participates, for instance, in the prevention of enterocolitis, like that one, but we see later. Biosynthesis in the epithelial cell of the mammary gland is really complex, but we could see here the process. And what is important is that this process evaluates during the age of lactation and could be influenced by environments. It's why it's really close to epigenetic slides. Here you can see that there is a high content of human milk oligosaccharide in colostrum, less in mature milk, and there is a limited glucosylation in immature breast gland. So it's why it's probably important to say to the mother, if a woman gives her milk and she have a term baby, his milk have less protein but have more human milk oligosaccharide, glucosylation mucosaccharide. So it's a new balance, and we could use that to say that your milk is important for us also. So human milk depends on stage and term of lactation. You can see here on the slide. Depends also on geographical origin and maternal diet. You can see here. But one thing important is that the expression of glycosyl transferase in the mammary gland depends on the group H and Lewis. So there is genetic factor, epigenetic, and micronutrient factor that modify expression of HMO. You can see here on the map that 90% of the population are secretor plus. So they have high level of human milk in their milk. It's better for us. But 20% of them probably have less oligosaccharide. Oligosaccharide and Blood TAP have a really same profile. There is 4 profiles of milk, depend of Jen Lewis and secretor group also. And mother's milk with who are secretory positive contain more oligosaccharide and more fructosaccharide than the other mothers. Okay? This probably explains also why in total population study we have not always the same result for breastfeeding baby also, like epigenetic and influence of neurologic development and gene expression. So actually there is new method of analysis, high performance liquid chromatography, capillary electrophoresis, and now we know a lot, most of the human oligosaccharide. You can see here the difference with the little name and the long name. What are the characteristics of the human milk oligosaccharide? They withstand extreme conditions. They are not destroyed by gastric acidity, pancreatic and digestive enzyme. And it's why we found them in the stool. They are not digested at all levels and found intact in the colic level, and probably why they have an action on the microbiota. They resist to freezing, they resist to pasteurization, freeze drying, and it's important for us in human milk bank because our milk still have oligosaccharide. So we deliver a milk with all oligosaccharide inside. It's really important to explain the benefits of human milk to prevent enterocolitis, infectious disease, because sometimes people say, your milk is pasteurized, he have no power. He have power. A lot of studies have been made with pasteurized milk, and we have to still to say it. It is excreted in stool, but what is important is that we found oligosaccharide in urine, in blood, and this explains the local and the systemic effect of oligosaccharide. And there is a modification. You can see that if there are high level of oligosaccharide between 2 days and 2 months, we start to see HMO degradation products in 3 months and 6 months, and after diversification there is no oligosaccharide. So it's like epigenetic modification, oligosaccharide in milk when the baby needs oligosaccharide. There is few factors that influencing the composition and colonization of newborn intestinal microbiota, and oligosaccharide participate at the microbiota intestinal. Bifidobacteria are the main user of human milk oligosaccharide in the intestinal tract and dominate the microbia of breastfeed child. It's an essential role in the establishment of the dominated colic bacteria ecosystem in the child by bifidobacteria, in particular Bifidobacterium bifidum. And children breast by mothers no secretaries have a delay in establishment of Bifidobacterium line in their microbia. So it's why also in few studies, babies who have been breastfeeding have gastroenterocolitis, you couldn't explain and prevent everything because there is variation from mother to mother. So HMO have a pluripotent effect. They are metabolic for commensal bacteria, so they are prebiotic. They prevent adhesion to pathogens. They modulate gene expression at the epithelial cell and expression of surface glycan, and its similarity between epigenetic effect of human milk. They stimulate cytokine production by lymphocytes. They reduce mucosal infiltration by white blood cells and their action. They influence differentiation and proliferation. They are affixing the epithelium, and provide sialic acid essential to breast development. So we can explain also better brain development by human milk with HMO. So few slides about the different effects of HMO. I don't know. Okay. So HMO and infection, bacterial and viral. I not know why. Few of my slides are in French. There is an antibacterial role against diarrhea, against respiratory infection with streptococcus, against pneumoniae, against also urinary tract infection. So it participates to prevention also to other pathology than gastrointestinal pathology, and prevention of colonization and streptobacter infection, which is the more frequency infections in neonatal period. It participates also to antifungal infection and have an antiviral role, which is really important in the mechanism of action to prevent, to reduce HIV infection. So we must promote also breastfeeding in Africa, in different countries with high level of, because also of that, to prevent use of water with bacteria inside, but also to promote breastfeed who give own prevention to HIV disease. And what is important is that the mechanism of action of HMO prevent resistor linked to mutation of virus, unlike vaccine and antiviral treatments. So it's better prevention because it could be continue. HMO reduce bacteria and viral adhesion and stimulate immune response. Second action, allergies and HMO. Allergy, it's 1 million individuals in the world. Food allergy, the second wave of epidemic, 5% of adult, 8% of child. And anti-allergic role of HMO is essential. It's a non-direct and a specific direct role. It's influencing microbiota, it's indirect role. And specific direct, it's reduced release of secondary chemokine. It stabilizes mast cells, induce IL-10, reduce gene expression and inflammation, compete with other glycoprotein to adhere and intracellular adhesion molecular, and stimulate balance TH1, TH2, and reduce also platelet release. So a specific multiple action. And in fact, in that study, we could explain prevention of asthma by, with breastfeeding by HMO. Incidence of pediatric asthma has increased recently decade. And some people say that it's loss of old thread microbe from human microbia, resulting in a less diverse and dysbiotic gut microbia that influence asthma. So it's the relation between microbiota and asthma development. Early life exposed to influence microbiota play a crucial role in the benefic role of breastfeeding. There are conflicting reasons due to the variation of milk composition between individual and cross population. It's what I said last slide. And human milk have prebiotic and probiotic properties that modulates to the main force control the gut community, assembly and body size over the gut, wave, airwaves, nasopharyngeal cavity. So it's a synergic and additive effects against pediatrician asthma between HMO and milk microbiota. HMO also participate at cause milk protein prevention. Mothers of children with milk allergy have lower level of one of the HMO in their milk, and the content of LST and the 2SL are lower in mother's milk with atopic dermatitis. Donc not only on co-meals allergia, but also on atopic dermatitis and other disease of the skin. And for us, pediatricians in intensive care, it's really important for enterocolitis. Enterocolitis actually is a more common complication and sometimes fatal in premature. Its incidence still high, 5 to 10% of the under 1.5 kilo. A quarter died or survivor have great risk of neurologic sequelae and short high. And study in rats show that HMO protect against enterocolitis, especially that one. Women's milk, we know, reduce 10 to 5 times enterocolitis. And in fact, DSLNT could be a predictive biomarker and a new therapeutic. And human milk bank participate to the reduction on enterocolitis, probably, in fact, with their HMO, the fact that HMO are not destroyed by freezing and by pasteurization, and because flucosylation is more active in term babies, so in the milk from the donator. So the role of HMO in prevent enterocolitis is quite complicated. Action on immaturity dejection, turnover epithelial, increased permeability and defect of production mucus. And this influence the pro-inflammatory cytokine, and HMO control pro-inflammatory gene expression, so epigenetic action, mature intestinal function, activate intestinal motor, regulate enterocolitis proliferation, reduce SFSA production, and activate and infiltration polynuclear. Last slide about HMO and neurological development. This is the Brazil study who found the benefit for all the population, but we know that it's more important for preterm breastfeed baby. We found that the chicken supplement with casein CIA enhance the ability of learning memorize, and concentration of acid sialic, the special HMO, brain increase in the last month of pregnancy and in those 2 years. HMO is a source of acid sialic, and post-monter concentration of brain is increased in newborn breastfeed comparison with newborn with no breastfeeding. HMO participate to brain growth, expression of certain development growth gene and its epigenetic modification, and CIA ganglioside and polyglycoprotein involved in neurological development. This is really the same slide that the slide of epigenetic and obesity. So I just speak about just to say that composition of breast milk is modified with growth and body composition are related. You can see at 1 month, at 6 months, HMO human milk and decrease fat and weight with increase of HMO concentration in milk. Last benefit is for the woman. We have speak about prevention concert with epigenetic and human milk. Human milk woman milk is present in maternal circulation during pregnancy. This study is quite interesting because we can see non-pregnant human, pregnant human, and human milk. There is HMO in maternal circulation during pregnancy. So it could explain few prevention for the mother. The prevention of mastitis. Sometimes we didn't find why the mother have mastitis. She doesn't have stopped breastfeeding. And it's family risk, for instance. 2FL and other HMO interact with Staphylococcus, and Staphylococcus is very frequent in mastitis. And also urinary infection prevention. HMO in women is higher when women have less infection, urinary infection. So there is a release into circulation of human milk oligosaccharide, and there is probably systemic effect in the mother, and this starts during pregnancy. So last slide, to resume, and it's quite difficult in one slide, the implication of human milk saccharide on health. There is a systematic and anti-infective effect, and this participates to prevention allergy and inflammatory pathology. There is a prevention of pathogen adhesive and intestinal epithelium, and this probably participates to viral and bacterial infection. And that they influence the process of maturation of the intestine and the brain, and this participates to enterocolitis prevention and development cognitive. So for the perspective, probably new therapeutic perspective, since the discovery of HMO more than 60 years ago, there is several challenges: development of identification method and characterization, availability of pure fraction of HMO in large quantity for functional studies. Progress has been made over the past 10 years, structural analysis of the small volume of milk bank of human milk. HMO, one of the major difference between cow and human milk, you can see here, and the production of large quantity of purified human milk, but only one human milk had been added on formula, so we are far, far, far than the human breast milk. And to conclude, breastfeeding remains the most appropriate way to provide the greatest diversity of and maximum of HMO, and in the most ecological and economical way to protect maternal child health and the planet. Thanks very much.
Wow.
Great.
Thank you so much, Dr. Virginie. If there's any question?